Our next guest has been elected for no fewer than 8 Grammys over the years. He's a Blues Hall of Famer who's drawn comparison to such legendary artists as Stevie Ray Vaughan. He's a native Australian who comes to Edmonton from his new home in Chicago. Michael Charles is performing at Blues on White this week, and he's taken some time to join us here on CTV Morning Live. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Edmonton. I know you've been performing here for the last 7 years or so.
I believe it's 7 years, yes.
Yeah.
So, 7 or 8 years, something like that. Close enough.
Yeah, exactly. And weather's a little nicer this year too. Nice
Good
and balmy,
weather.
right?
Yeah. We can walk the streets.
And 31 years in your career, and you're celebrating it this year in 2016 with some music and touring around. I'd like to ask you, I know you have a few highlights in your life. One is performing with Buddy Guy.
Yeah, when his management contacted my management at the time and asked me if I wanted to go to Chicago and play at Buddy Guy's Legends and meet the man himself. And so my management says to me, so what do you think? And I said, there's nothing to think about.
Let's just do it. Let's pack our bags and go.
Yeah, there's nothing to think of, so let's go. And it was a 2-week tour there, which I had the opportunity to work with the late and great Junior Wells. I ended up going on the road with Jimmy Dawkins, played with guys, legendary guys such as Sugar Blue and Eddie Clearwater, and just the list just goes on. And it was just an amazing couple of weeks. And so I went back to Australia and I thought, well, I've got a pretty good career here in Australia, but I'm going to go back to the States and touch the waters for, a couple of months or something. Yeah. Those couple of months turned into a few years and a few years more, and 28 years later, still there.
The hotel bill is going to be really expensive, right? So when did you pick up your first guitar? At what age?
I was roughly, I would say 5. I don't remember not playing because my dad used to play guitar, so there was always a guitar around the home, and I would just, pick up the guitar and just jam on the thing, if you want to call it jamming back then. And my father showed me all the basics, and it just went from there. So I don't really remember not playing. It's like, asking somebody, do you remember your first steps? It's just, you don't remember those things.
That's right.
It's hell of a ride.
We were talking earlier in the green room, and you said, blues music is really an emotion more than anything, and you don't really have to be the best musician in the world. You just have to convey your emotion on stage.
That's my view, and that's my opinion, because that music, there's so much different genres, and music's such a wide variety, and it's, for me, any musician that can bring that emotion out. And when you hear certain songs or certain artists, you say, oh, my hairs are going up the back of my neck, and to me they're hitting that blues vein, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. It's maybe other blues musicians might look at it differently, but I think it's just all feel. It's not we go back to the original blues artists like the John Lee Hookers and B.B. King and all these great guys that Howlin' Wolf that got us all inspired. They were playing real down, deep blues music, but it's grown from there, and but the emotion hasn't changed.
That's right.
So I look at it, okay, well, the music may be changing a little bit, but the blues emotion is still the same.
That's right. And we'll be having all the feels at Blues on White this week. So if you have time during the weekday, take your girl out, take your guy out, and on the weekend as well. You can learn more about Michael Charles by going to our website, edmonton.ctvnews.ca. And don't go anywhere, because Michael is going to perform for us in just a couple of minutes.
Once I lived a life of a millionaire, spent all my money, I had no care. Took all my friends out for a mighty good time. Drank bootleg liquor, champagne and wine. Then I began to fall so low. lost all my good friends, I had nowhere to go. If I get my hands on $1 again, I'll hang on to it till that old eagle rings, because nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, not one penny. As for friends, you don't have any. When you get back on your feet again, everybody wants to be that long-lost friend. I said it's strange, without a doubt. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Nobody knows you. In your pocket, not one penny. As for friends, you don't have any. When you get back on your feet again, everybody wants to be that long-lost friend. I said it's strange, without a doubt. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows you when you're down and out.